Hello, welcome back to Coffee and Trailers. I'm Warith, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown of American Underdog.
You wanted to see me, sir.
Sit down, Kurt.
Thank you, Coach. I prefer to stand.
All right, go ahead then. Tell me.
Tell you what.
Now, I can't think of another quarterback that deserves his own movie than Curtis Eugene Warner, who is the greatest undrafted player ever. Ever. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he's in the Arena League Hall of Fame. Kurt Warner is a two-time Hall of Famer. Who else can say that?
Should put you in the driver's seat. You're too old to be a rookie, too green to be a pro. So why in the world would I give you this shot?
He has one of the more unique paths to the NFL, and we're going to get a chance to see that in American Underdog. Kurt Warner is played by Zachary Levi, and how can you not like Zachary Levi? He was in Chuck, he was in the Thor movies, and he was also Shazam. And I'm telling you now, I can't wait to see Rock's Black Adam go against Zachary Levi's Shazam.
One of the most complex offenses ever built.
And that offense was the greatest show on turf. It had Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt's messed up finger, Marshall Faulk, Orlando Pace. That was one of the best offense we've ever seen in the NFL, led by grocery store worker Kurt Warner.
So why in the world would I give you this shot?
Born in Burlington, Iowa, Kurt Warner played most of his career in Iowa. In high school, playing at Northern Iowa, in college, where he was third on the depth chart until his senior year. And then he went on to play for the Arena League, the Iowa Barnstormers, where he's now in the Hall of Fame.
We gave you that chance. We're letting you go.
I was meant for something.
Warner went undrafted in '94 and went on to try out for the Packers and was cut before the season started by Steve Mooch Mariucci. But that ended up being a good decision because Brett Favre went on to start 297 consecutive games, and his backup was Mark Brunell, and they even had Andy Reid on that coaching staff. So it was in Kurt Warner's best interest that he didn't make this team.
Something more.
You think you could be that guy?
Yeah, I do.
What are you doing here?
I wasn't ready for it, but I am now.
When Kurt Warner worked at this grocery store, he would get internal motivation from seeing Dan Marino on this Wheaties box and think to himself, why can't I be on this Wheaties box? And even though Kurt Warner didn't make it on a Wheaties box, he did get his own cereal with Warner's Crunch Time, and it was pretty much Frosted Flakes. And what's even more ironic is that he ended up winning a Super Bowl, which was one more than Dan Marino. And last time I seen Dan Marino in a movie, it was Laces Out, and Ray Finkel was missing the kick.
Snap. Marino holds the kick. And it's wide. Oh, no,
Warner was stocking shells at the Hy-Vee in Iowa. He was making $5.50 an hour. $5.50 an hour.
You defied all odds.
I've waited for it. I've bled for it.
Anna Paquin, who you may recognize from True Blood or Rogue on X-Men, she plays Brenda Warner, who's Kurt's wife, and she was definitely by his side when he was making $5.50 at the Hy-Vee.
You were born for this.
Dennis Quaid plays Dick Vermeil, and how can you not like the Quaid family? Randy's my favorite.
Shitter was full!
Son. Destiny belongs to the underdogs.
Warner didn't get his first start until he was 28 years old. And number 28 in this scene is Marshall Faulk. And at the time, he was only the second running back to rush for 1,000 and receive for 1,000. This movie is directed by the Erwin brothers, who are American Christian filmmakers. So I have a feeling that this film is going to lean a lot into faith. And one thing Kurt Warner was really big on throughout his entire career was his faith.
You want to prove that?
So what did you think? Did this trailer pull you in? Because this trailer didn't necessarily pull me in, but I do want to check this movie out. I'm just not going to go out to go see this in a rush. Once I get an opportunity to sit down and check this movie out, I'm going to do so. And I know I'm going to like this movie because who doesn't like an underdog story? And who doesn't like an underdog story that's true? And who has one of the more successful underdog stories ever? It's Kurt Warner. He went from a kid in Iowa who barely had a career, but went out there and played football. And then he never quit. He went from working at a grocery store to getting cut in the NFL to being a 28-year-old starter for the Rams, taking the Rams to their first Super Bowl, winning 2 MVPs, and taking the Cardinals to their first Super Bowl appearance ever. So for that reason, I know I'm gonna like American Underdog. So are you excited to see American Underdog? I'm curious where American Underdog is gonna fall on my list of football movies. Is it gonna knock off one of my top 5? And as always, until next time.
When the streets peak, can't nobody tell me ain't that guy. I'm back to the future, boy, I'm McFly.